Hello friend, dear student, we have made here miscellaneous problem on application of the derivative. So let's see. So problem says find the interval in which the function is given is strictly increasing and strictly decreasing. So that topic we have already seen. How to find the increasing and decreasing? There are two methods we have discussed. So for first we see given function fx equal to we use the derivative test minus 4 by 5 x power 3 minus 3x square plus 36x by 5 plus 11. So you have to differentiate this with respect to x. We have to find the derivative of this function. So f dash x equal to 3 5 into 4 x power 3 minus 4 into 5 derivative x power 3 is 3x square minus 3 is a constant derivative of x square that is 2x 3 into 2 plus 36 by 5 and derivative of 11 if no need to write. So we get 12 by 5 x power 3 minus 12 by 5 x square minus 6x plus 36 by 5. Now you can take 6 by 5 as a common and then you have to make factor. So directly you can write here 6 by 5. You can rough solve this by taking 6 by 5 and by try and error you get the factor of this. That factor we have to write here x minus 1 into x plus 2 and x minus 3. So these are the factors. So we know that for strictly increasing and decreasing, or strictly increasing or strictly decreasing, we put given derivative equal to 0. So we can say here, so either this whole equal to 0 means each factor is equal to 0. So x minus 1 equal to 0, x plus 2 equal to 0 or x minus 3 equal to 0. So we get values of x as a 1, minus 2 and 3. So there are three numbers which divide the interval, which divide real number into sub-intervals. So from minus infinity to minus 2, first interval, then minus 2 to 1, then 1 to 3, and then 3 to infinity. In this way we get 4 intervals. Now you have to check the sign of derivative in each 4 intervals. Clear? So see here, we can draw the table. Here f dash x sin both point you take like this. Here this is point sin of f dash x. So suppose you take first interval, that is minus infinity to minus 2. So you can consider any value like x equal to any value between these two, like minus 3. So sin of f dash x. So here we can put x equal to minus 3 in this and see the sign of this. So here this is positive and this is minus 3 minus 1, that is also negative, minus 3 plus 2, that is negative, and minus 3 and minus 3, that is also negative. So overall you can say negative. So sign of f dash is negative, that is f dash x is less than 0. So you know that if f dash f 0, then fx is strictly decreasing. So for first case we get the decreasing. Now take the second interval, that is -2 to 1. So if you take any point between this, like suppose x equal to 0. If you take x equal to 0, then this is positive, 0 minus 1. You can say positive, negative, and 0 plus 2, that is positive, 0 minus 3, that is negative. So overall this is positive. So sign of this will be again positive is positive. That is f dash x is greater than 0. So fx is strictly increasing when the sign of the derivative is greater than increasing. Now you take third interval 1 to 3. So we can take x equal to 2. Point between this interval x equal to 2, put here. So sign will be positive 2 minus 1, that is positive, 2 plus 2 positive, 2 minus 3 negative. So this is negative. So sign is negative, that is f dash x is less than 0. So fx is strictly decreasing. This will be decreasing. Then last interval 3 to infinity. If you take any point like x equal to 4 between this, if you put 4 here, 6 by 5 positive, 4 minus 1 positive, 4 plus 2 positive, then 4 minus 3 positive. So this is overall positive sign. So we can say if sign is positive, that is f dash x is greater than 0. So fx is strictly increasing. So in these two intervals, the function is strictly increasing, and in other intervals, the function is decreasing. So you may write here, the function is increasing. So you can write fx is strictly decreasing in the interval. So decreasing from minus infinity minus 2 and 1 to 3. Here again write a function is strictly increasing. This function is increasing in the interval -2 to 1 and 3 to infinity. So in this way you can solve the problem. Either the given problem is strictly increasing or decreasing. You have to find the derivative, take interval and particular point will put in the interval, and you get the required answer. So what problem says, show that the function f given by fx equal to tan inverse of sin x plus cos x, where x is greater than 0, is always an strictly increasing function in 0 to pi by 4. Clear? So for this you have to check increasing, then we find the derivative. So you can write solution here. Fx equal to tan inverse of sin x plus cos x. So if you differentiate with respect to x, to left side f dash x, now derivative of tan inverse we take, and the bracket value we have to suppose as a x. That is, this is the whole x. Derivative of tan inverse x is 1 upon x square. X means here sin x plus cos x. This is x. Into derivative of what we suppose x, that is sin x plus cos x. So simplify this 1 plus, now this 1 plus sin x plus cos x whole square, if you simplify, then it will be sin square x plus cos square x plus 2 sin x cos x. We open the identity a plus b whole square. Now derivative of sine is cos x and derivative of cos is minus sine x. So one may get numerator as a cos x minus sine x. Now in denominator this is 1. Using first identity sine square x plus cos square x equal to 1. So this 1 plus 1 2. And this is formula of sine 2x. So 2 plus sine 2x. This is the derivative. Now you can say the value of for x belongs 0 to pi by 4. As x is a 0 to pi by 4, it means this is positive and it is in first quadrant. So this 2 is already positive and sine 2 into x. So that is again in first quadrant. So if x lies in this quadrant, then 2x also lies in 0 to pi by, if you multiply with the 2, pi by 2 means first quadrant. So this is also positive. So you can say sine 2x is greater than 0, then sum of 2 and sine 2x is also positive. So the denominator is positive. Clear? Now also you know that if we need this strictly increasing, it means derivative should be positive. So therefore, if derivative is greater than 0, because this is already positive, now that this value will be positive depend on the numerator. If numerator is positive, that is cos x minus sin x is greater than 0. So if derivative is positive, it means this should be positive. Clear? This should be positive, then cos x is greater than sin x, where x belongs 0 to pi by 4. Now if you divide both sides by tan x, clear? Or you can divide by cos x 1, or you can divide by sine. If you divide it by sin x, any you can divide. So this is cot x greater than 1. So you already know in first quadrant cot x is positive and greater than 1. Clear? Or if you are not having value for this, then you can write tan x, that is less than 1. Cot x is greater than 1, then tan x is less than 1, which is true. And in first quadrant, value of tan is always less than 1. Because up to tan 0 is 0 and value of tan pi by 4 is 1. So from 0 to pi by 4, value of tan is less than 1, which is true. Which is true. So we what prove? We prove that numerator is also positive, denominator is also positive. Therefore, f dash x, this is greater than 0, then this is greater than 0. Hence, given function is strictly increasing. So in this type of problem, we have to prove either the given function is increasing or decreasing. And in previous one, we have to find the interval in which the function is increasing or decreasing. So see here problem say a circular disc of radius 3 cm we are given is being heated, and due to expansion its radius is increased at the rate of 0.05 cm per second. Find the rate at which its area is increasing when radius is 3.2 cm. This is the radius. So here we have to take the radius as a r and area as a. So you may write here, let r be the, in solution, let r and A be the radius and area of the circular disc. Clear that we have to write. Now we know that area is equal to pi r square. Now you have to find the rate of change of area. So differentiating with respect to t. So d by dt operating on both sides, pi is a constant. Here we have to multiply and divide by dr. So simplify pi, get rid of r square with r, that is 2r, and dr by dt. And we are given rate of change of radius. This is given rate of change of radius 0.05 centimeter per second. And also say you have to find this rate of area when radius is, so r we have to use 3.2 centimeter. So you can say dA upon dt when r equal to 3 by 2 is equal to 2 into pi. R we have to use 3.2, r we can say dr upon dt 0.05. So you can multiply all the values, that will give you 0.320 pi centimeter square per second. So this is the required increasing of the area, 0.320 centimeter square per second is the rate of change of area corresponding when there is a rate of change of radius is 0.05 centimeter per second. So an open top box is to be constructed. We have to make a open top box by removing equal squares for each corner of 3 meter rectangular sheet. We are given a rectangular sheet. Suppose this is the rectangular sheet of aluminium, and folding up the side, find the volume of the largest box. So we are given this side 3 meter by 8 meter. This is the dimension. 3 by 8 meter into 8 meter. This is the dimension. 3 meter means this is the 3 meter and this side is 8 meter. Now what say for this, from this aluminum sheet we have to remove equal squares from each corner. From each corner you have to remove this, or we cut this. Suppose this side we can consider as x. So if you are removing all these, then we get this flap type, that you have to fold. This flap also you have to fold. So you can get a open box. Clear? If you are, this is the left portion, and remaining this you have to fold on both sides. So you get a open box. That says you have to find maximum volume of that. So you can say let x meter be the length of, let x meter be the length of the squares. Each square length we get x. So now sides of the open box. So side remaining, this is total 3. So you can say total 3 meter. Now from this we get x meter, here remove, and here also x. So remaining is 3x minus 2. This remaining portion will be 3 minus 2x. So here 3 minus 2x, comma. Similarly, length is 8 meter, but we have to move here x, here also x. So that is 8 minus 2x. And then you have to fold this flap. If you are folding the remaining flap, that will be the height. Height will be equal to x. So this is the dimension of the open box. Clear? So now let Vx be the volume of the box. So we know that this is a cuboidal box and volume equal to length into breadth into height. That is 3 minus 2x, 8 minus 2x into x. So if you multiply all three factors, we get a cubic polynomial for x power 3 minus 22x square plus 24. So this is again a function. This is volume in terms of a function. Now we have to check either volume is the largest or not, means it is a maxima or not. So for that we can use the second derivative test. So if you differentiate with respect to x, so this is 4 into 3, 12, 44 and 24. If you are differentiating one time and take 4 as a common and then factorize, that will be x minus 8 and 3x minus 2. This is the factor. Now for critical point we put equal to 0. Also you have to find second derivative. So second derivative of this will be 24x minus 44. So we put first derivative equal to 0. That is this equal to 0. We get x equal to 3 and x equal to 2 by 3. So second derivative at 3. Now 3 is not possible. This value of x is 3 not possible because if you are subtracting here 3 and 3, then there is no meaning of this because we have side of this sheet is only 3 meter and again you are subtracting 3 from both sides. That is not possible. So we reject this. So x equal to 2 by 3 we take. So derivative at this point, that is 24 into 2 by 3 minus 44. So this is 8, 16. So which is less than 0? Second derivative test is by second derivative test. V is maximum and x equal to 2 by 3. Now we have to find volume also. Well, volume will be using this formula put here. This is the formula volume at this. So put at x equal to 2 by 3. So 4 into 2 by 3 power 3 minus 22 2 by 3 power 2 plus 24 into 2 by 3. Now you can simplify the value. That value will be given as 200 by 27. Cubic meter. So this is the value of the largest cuboid formed from the given aluminium sheet. So see problem what says, a manufacturer can sell X item. Total number of item is X. Total number of items equal to X. Item at a price of, so price of each item equal to 5 minus X by 100. So total price of the item, total price of the X item into 5 minus x by 100. So 5x minus x by 100. This is now what say the cost price of x item is given. Also we are given cost price. Cost price of x item already given. That is x by 5 plus 500. This is in the form of rupees given. Clear? So now you can say profit equal to, so this is our total price. This is the selling price. So you can write as x. And this is cost price. So we are writing here. So profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. So selling price is given 5x minus x square upon 100 minus cost price x5. So this is again a function. Clear? You can solve this function and find the derivative. So we can simplify it. So this will be value as 24 by 5 x minus x square by 100 minus 500. Now you find the derivative first and second and put equal to 0. So 24 by 5 minus 2x by 100. This is the first derivative. And if you find the second derivative of this, that is minus 2 upon 100, which is less than 0. So profit is maximum. Also we put P dash x equal to 0. So 24 by 5 minus 2x by 100 equal to 0. So you can solve from this value of x will be 240. So a number of items is 240. At these items, the person has the maximum profit. Clear? So thus we can say x equal to 240 is a point of maxima. Point of maxima. So one may say the manufacturer can earn maximum profit if he sells 240 items. Clear? So that's all. Thanks. So in this way we can use the maxima and minima, finding the problem related to business also, how we can arrange the items or we can produce the item, so we can get the maximum profit. Also you can say minimum cost price. Clear? So thanks and have a nice day.